said, I'm very excited to be here. There's already a spoiler. I'm actually wearing the shirt. My name is blocking it, but we're going to be talking about that coming up. So very excited.
All right.
Very awesome.
I need to message Ricky because he keeps trying to pop in as Chris, and every time he does that, it kicks Chris off.
So that's what's happening. Got it.
Yes, they're having this back and forth. They can't have two people with the same name.
Ricky's got. I can change my name if that's easier for him.
No, you should change his name. So our special guest tonight, he is the first actor / director to grace the show with their presence, a man of many talents and even more genre credits to his name. You know him from Vampires Suck, American Crime Story, Gossip Girl, and about a dozen movies where you probably leaned over and whispered, wait, is that? Yeah, that is definitely him.
But what's got us especially fired up is his latest project, Abduct, a sci-fi horror thriller that he co-wrote and directed. It's getting seriously strong reactions online, and if you've seen it, you know why.
Fans have been raving about the tension, the mood, the what the hell is happening intensity, and the humor. It's the kind of indie horror that reminds you why we love this genre. It's original, it's fun, and it's dripping with just good energy, good time.
So grab your tinfoil hats, your bug-out bags, and maybe a flashlight. You're going to want to check this one out. We are beyond hyped to welcome the multi-talented Chris Riggi to the Dread broadcast. Chris, it's awesome to have you here.
Oh, thank you guys so much. This is awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Tim. And Jillian, thank you for the review. I really appreciate it. And obviously, Josh as well. Thank you so much. Oh, God. So this is, I hope I don't get kicked off again. Hope we can have that guy join us.
I am messaging him now.
Okay. I'm worried about him. I don't want to talk about Abduct. I want to talk about this guy. Get him in here. Let's go.
You want to talk about Ricky from the nightclub? Yes. All right. So I told you I was going to get you a nice softball question to kind of get us going.
I have the answer.
Okay. So the question is, if you got the opportunity to play any iconic horror villain or horror character, I should say, who would you want to play?
Well, it's funny because I went for the horror villain immediately, even though I reread your message and it wasn't specifically horror villain.
It wasn't.
But but then I decided I'm going to go with MacReady from The Thing, if that still counts. If we're all still counting this as just a horror icon, MacReady from The Thing. If we're going to count that as a horror movie, which I kind of do. So hope we all agree with that.
Definitely count that one.
You're like, that's just sci-fi. That's not horror. What are you talking about?
Nope, it counts. It counts. It's a good choice. It's
the last second choice.
You have a second choice?
That was the last second choice. I was like signing on. I'm like, MacReady, The Thing, done. That's it.
Okay. I like that it's also kind of a deeper cut. It's not like you didn't come out and be like, oh, Freddy, you know?
No, yeah.
Yep. I like that. So I know a couple members of the panel have some questions for you.
Give them to me.
I'm going to go. Who wanted to kick us off? Jillian, do you want to kick us off or should we have Sean?
I can kick us off. Burning question.
Okay, Jillian.
No, really awesome movie. I had so much fun with it. It was just a blast. And I loved how it ended, and I felt like it could have really gone in any direction. I had a hard time guessing what direction it was going to go in. So I was curious while you were writing it if, the ending you went with is what you were planning to do all along, or if you had any other ideas.
That is a very good question. And honestly, what I'm really proud of with this movie is that not one person, even the people who don't like it, are like, this is crap. It's so indie. No one has guessed the ending. Never has guessed the twist. Not one person. Not even my family members have guessed the twist.
Nice.
I kept it pretty quiet. So it's always been that way. The ending, the end of the movie, there was a version of it where there was way more supernatural stuff happening. And then, budgetary restrictions. But basically the climax was always that was going to happen the way it was going to happen since day one. I was driving in a car with my girlfriend at the time, now my wife Stephanie, and I just turned to her I was going like 102, or I was going insane and way too fast. in the mountains, and I was like, and I just pitched her the pitch, and I said the ending in the pitch, and she goes, "That's the movie," and so we just made that and wrote it, and Ken Kirby helped us write it, and yeah, so basically it's never changed. Yeah,
Wow.
That's
Love
awesome.
since 5 years ago. I mean, we wrote it over 5 years ago. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for the
All right,
question.
you have follow up, Jillian? Should we go to Sean?
You can go to Sean.
Sean.
So first of all, Chris, I loved your movie, and I think it's really telling that you just picked McCready because the first thing that made an impression is, I mean, the thing. There's a thing reference like early in the movie, right? Like
Mhm.
very early, and that immediately warmed me up to it because at that point I still didn't really know. You don't have the lay of the land, and I like that. But I'm curious. So is this an idea? And you kind of just maybe touched on the answer where you said you were driving in the mountains when you kind of pitched it to your then girlfriend, now wife. But it seems like this is a place that like the location, and that was kind of the impetus for the story. Is that accurate? Like, was the house or that area like a place that inspired the story?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was driving in Lake Placid off exit 30, so it's very desolate up there by a lake, and it was snowing. Actually, this was exit 26, where the don't speed exit 26 on the way to Lake Placid because the cops will find you. Uh, but that's the road we took, and it's in Lake Placid in the winter is magical, which made me think of The Thing, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And so that's that landscape specifically, because the movie has changed so much. I mean, the movie that you saw, it takes place in Santa Clarita for various reasons. One, I wanted my actors to be able to drive to and from set, so I was like, where can I find a mountain house that's we found it last minute. It would cost an arm and a leg, but it was in Santa Clarita. So originally the first version was in the snow, because like movies in the snow are incredible. I mean, even like something like Dreamcatcher, which is all over the place, is still a lot of fun because of that environment. And the snow is I wish we had the budget for snow. I really do. But yeah, to answer your question, it was totally, even though the movie changed so much, I was really wanted to shoot in the snow. So we kept it in our head that it would be in the snow at some point, but yeah, you don't want to make actors cold when you're paying them very little and you're shooting you're shooting for 8 to 12 hours and it's all favors. It's like, let's just keep it. And even though we had some cold nights, we just didn't have the time or resources to like fly to Big Bear and drive to Big Bear and hold everybody up and shoot it there in the winter, which was the original plan. Was to shoot at some like log cabin in Big Bear. So yeah, long-winded answer.
You still had a lot of the magic, even though
Oh,
there
good.
wasn't snow. But that like the desert, and Santa Clarita is interesting because it's kind of desert, and there's elements that are kind of forest too. So you
Mhm.
kind of get it's a very unique look, and it added a lot. So
Yeah, very like maybe if you think about it like subliminally, like Area 51 or something like that. I love the desert. My friend made a
yep.
movie called Jessica, directed by Pito's, and that was in the desert. And I was like, I just want to shoot in the desert, rip them off a little bit, and just shoot in the desert ish area landscape. So yeah.
All right. Who had another question?
I have a
Katie
second
had some
question.
questions. Okay, Katie had some. She really wanted to pick your brain about Vampires Suck,
Please
but
do.
she can't get connected right now. So she just saw my message. Let's see if she gets in here.
Katie, send
Jillian,
it to me telepathically. No, I can hear. She's not even on. Okay.
Jillian, you got another one?
Yeah, and I do want to say too, I'm glad it ended up being a desert movie because I just love desert movies more than the snow. I feel like we don't get enough of them, so
Good.
I feel like that really worked out.
Yeah.
But my second question, when I was researching the movie, I saw you did so much for this movie. You had so many different roles on top of acting in the movie, and that always impresses me for these indie movies, right, where people have a lot of hats. But how did you really balance that between everything else you were doing and acting?
Like a lot of practice. A lot of practice with shooting sketches and shooting my wife's film. Shout out to a spy movie, and shooting my other friend's stuff, and like doing videography gigs, and just being like so comfortable behind the camera, making shorts. And I made a feature before this, but like I knew I'm like I know how to use the camera. I'm so comfortable with it. I know how to work with actors when the camera's on my shoulder. I know I can shoot so fast, and just I knew the Sony, because I shot on a Sony A7 III and 4, or sorry A7S III and then A7 IV. So I knew that camera like the back of my hand. Sold it after we shot it.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, come on. I'm like, gotta make some money. But yeah, I think that just excites me when you have your when you're working with your like friends, like, and they drive up to set and like they're all like kind of like groggy coming out of the car, like, what are we shooting? And you're like, I got you, so come over here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And just being in control and like kind of like impressing them with how how organized I am, and like the collaborative effort between just me and my hilarious actors who are all like comedians in their own way. It wasn't that hard. I can only think of just trying to shoot at night is always hard when you're like, you have like, I mean, haven't actually explained this, is that I really didn't have a crew. There was just like, maybe I had a PA or two PAs who were just favors who I'm giving gas money and food to like show up and like rig up a huge light and then maybe shine a green light for the, so it's like that is a little tricky. But yeah, just being like cognizant of everyone's time, because it was such a small movie and it was such a favor that everyone showed up. Yeah, it's mostly about just like making everybody feel really, really comfortable and having a good time. So how do I do that without like crashing? Being the DP, the sound, I'm the sound person too. So I use on this one, as well as my first one, all the actors have iPhones on their chest for sound, and I'm like putting ace bandages for the guys with iPhones. The girls put them here in their shirt, and I'm running sound while I have the camera. And I'm like turning them on, and just like a madman. I look crazy when I'm doing it, and it's all handheld, so it's like it's my actors are freaking out. I think I just went so far away from the question, but basically like I have a zoom lens and I'm like shooting like a wide, but then I'll like run into my actor's face and like shoot their close up. They're like, where did you go? Like, what are we shooting? And I'm like, that's how I shoot, man. I got to pick this up. I got to make sure I get all your improvs in. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't find it to be hard at all. If I will say anything is hard, it's why I don't shoot on a tripod, which I need to do more of. The tripod. No one likes a tripod. I hate carrying gear. That's the hardest part. I hate it. I hate rigging up lights. I hate NDing windows. That stuff sucks. That's blessed to all the gaffers and the assistant cameraman. Everyone's like holding gear and stuff, because that's the worst part of making a movie. But besides that, it's a gift. It's a gift. I didn't answer the question.
Well, super impressive that you could do all that. And I loved how you shot it too. It kind of felt like you were there freaking out with everyone at the house. So,
very true.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You actually mentioned something that leads into my big question that I had. I have a weird sense of humor. I talk about it all the time when we review movies on my shows. What most people find funny, I don't. What I find funny is usually very abstract. I loved the sense of humor in this movie. So I wondered, you mentioned some of your actors did improv. How much of it was written in the script? How much of it was them improvising? Because I found moments of it very humorous and funny. And I liked how it balanced throughout the film, but it never once took me out of it. I was like, that seemed very genuine and funny.
Yes. I mean, honestly, knee-jerk reaction, my favorite stuff in the movie is improv. That's all like Nicole saying, just throw up or shit out whatever you fucking took. And I was like, I'm crying when I'm shooting this. I'm like trying to keep her in focus. But honestly, like, it didn't start that way. So it was a much goofier movie, not to take the air out of the room. It was a goofier movie and a bigger budget. And I like shrunk it down to this like $20,000 movie and made it so serious and showed up. And like, honestly, there was some like things going on like personally. And I needed to, my dog, I always talk about this, like, don't bring down the room. I had to put my dog down like 3 days into shooting, and we had shot like a few like simple stuff. The cop station, which was which was much different. Like, because that was like one of the first things we shot was the cop station, which was like, mind you, there was nothing there. That room was empty. My wife and I and my beautiful PAs rigged that up to kind of look like a police station. Anyway, long story short, I needed my actors to make me laugh, and Steph encouraged me to let them improv. Let's go. Let's have fun. Let's just fucking take the shackles off. Because there was, I remember doing my first take in the basement, and mind you, obviously that was a hard day. The basement day was the day we had to both put our dog downs, but we had to shoot this movie as therapy. And I treated my first scene with them when they come down the stairs, who the fuck are you? And I was being super dramatic. And then Steph's talk faster, make it more funny. And then so we turn the camera on and let Nicole just do her brilliance of just improv, and Tim Stanton being hilarious, and Chris Eckert being so funny. He's a Groundlings guy. And it was, I say sometimes maybe it came out of needing some kind of release and making it funny, but I know who I hired. I know who I asked to be with me. They're all comedic geniuses, in my opinion. Chris Daughtry, who plays Patrick, is so funny. I just knew that they would bring, because going off on a tangent, my first film was a 19-page scriptment. And I personally don't like hearing lines. I don't like hearing script. It drives me crazy. It's I want to hear stuff I've never heard before. And you can only do that if you just give your actors room. So, a lot of stuff is improv in this movie. I wish I had more examples. Definitely throw up or shit out, whatever you fucking took was crazy. Chris is Asian. You're white. Tim says that, which just kills me. And there's just so many moments that were improv. Again, probably didn't answer your question. I just went so far off again. But yeah.
No, you did. That answered my question, because I wondered where that sense of humor came from.
Yeah. Just them being funny. Yeah.
I totally get the if I had to put my dogs down, I'd be a wreck. I don't know that I could return to set. So kudos to you for doing that. So
yeah. How's everyone feel?
Just holding back tears. Give me a second.
But honestly, there's also a thing with genre movies, and I mean, Cabin in the Woods did it perfectly, I think. But sometimes when you don't have a budget and you lean into the camp, it's boy, you can get into trouble because your actors maybe not be able, I don't know. I just got very lucky that we could push it a little more funny in points, and because of the good acting, I feel it was solid, and it wasn't the movie, it wasn't the movie was making fun of these movies, but I think it's called The Final Girl, was kind of making fun of these movies that are so campy, mm-hmm. like Bad Acting and Jason or stuff like that. And I was very, very aware, can we not please, let's not just make this corny and make this what's happening, and freak out and say kind of corny stock campy dialogue, but my actors never did. It was always grounded and real, and it's so good to get really good actors that are funny and put them in a life or death situation and see what they do. It's
it worked out. It worked out really well. Okay, before I ask another, anybody else got?
I've got a question. Go. So, because you were talking about Chris having a very, having a small budget, right? I've found that when it comes to certain films, and I'll bring an example like The Man from Earth. This film is low budget. It takes place in one room, 8 to 9 characters, and just him having a conversation the entire film. I found that sometimes having a lot of times having a low budget and having the right dialogue and the right story goes miles compared to having a big budget. I mean, we see that in this day and age in 2025, all these big budget, multi-million-dollar movies, and they're just bombing left and right.
Right.
So I did want to say that as far as for the low budget, but I wanted to ask you, because having a low budget obviously makes you have to be kind of a MacGyver. Like you were saying, having the phones attached to them, using that to record audio. Do you feel like that helped keep the integrity of the film and keep you more appreciative of the creative process compared to having a big budget, sort of like a chain restaurant where they all just follow the same recipe compared to like a mom and pop shop that come up with their own recipes and stuff like that?
Yes, I mean, there's like having the actors like hold their iPhones and like label it. I'm like, all right, guys, scene one, take one. Say so. Do abduct scene one, take one, and their last name. And like everyone writes in their last, and it feels like everyone's like in control of their voice and like handing me the phones. But besides that, like the low budget nature, like I don't know, that's just how we work. I've worked that way for a while, but I don't think, and I have to be careful with this because I just don't think there's any excuse for like my movie's bad because they had no money. It's like people have made Primer, El Mariachi.
Primer.
Like there's no excuse for there's no excuse for lazy filmmaking and stuff. Like my movie is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It is taped together with duct tape and staples and reshoots and ADR all over the place. Like it's a messy movie. It has like one steady cam shot. Actually, I don't even think there is one. So anyway, I just think that like keeping it small, and almost like hiding there's no crew, there's no lights, like so like they're stage actors, like improv comedian genius people, so they're at home, so like, and not having that there like excites them. They're like, this isn't like I have more time to like riff, and like this isn't like any project I work on. I love working with you guys because it's free and we're not waiting 7 hours for one scene. Like it's all happening so fast, and there's so much energy and love, and we're all doing it because it's like this is like summer camp. It's making a movie at this level is like summer camp, especially with the beautiful, beautiful, kind people that I worked with. So yeah, I'll get all gushy in a second if I don't stop. So, but yeah, it makes it way more personal, way personal, especially like when I had to walk on to set that day, a Glendale basement I got on Gigster, and be like, so my dog died. What's up, guys? How you doing? Everyone was just so sweet. And yeah, so, oh my God. And like asking my actors to like fall on things with no stunt choreography. There was some stunt choreography. We did a little bit, but like, man, there were some traded blows in this movie. I got knocked. And I'm not going to say who did it because I don't want to spoil anything, but this person I didn't think this person punched that hard in real life, but I got clocked pretty hard. And then I returned it by accident. So in the same like span of, anyway, small movies, good. Friends, great.
I love that answer, man, because that's one thing I always look for. And I'll bring up another example. There's a movie called As Above, So Below.
I love it.
And
movie. Yeah,
dude, I'm glad, man, because it takes place in the same situation where you have a small group, a small cast. They're all on the ground. They're all cold. They're all wet, and it just brings that bond to that point that it really shows on screen, because you could be the best actor, right, and be able to portray anxiety and panic and anger and all that stuff. But when you're able to portray it naturally, just because of that bond and because of kind of going through that boot camp, through the suck, so to speak, it just like, I love that, man, and that's awesome. Like, I commend you for being able to put that together, and not to mention what you said perfectly. There's no excuse not to be able to create something. I mean, all you got to do is think outside the box. If you have like a lighter, some matches, you have a camera, and you have like a little microphone. I mean, just you can make something. But that's awesome, man.
Dude, that made me want to cry.
The way you describe the movie making process, it's something that I want to be a part of. It sounds awesome. I want to see it. I want to experience it.
Come and hang.
I would love to. I originally went to school for digital film and video production because I wanted to direct movies, and then life throws curveballs at you.
Where'd you go?
I'm here instead. Asbury University in Kentucky. But yeah.
Love Kentucky.
So before,
I don't want to leave, but I know you guys have to talk.
Well, I have one more that I can send you off with. We appreciate you making time for us today. Katie did message me. She's still trying, but she sent me her question for you.
Yes, Katie.
She said, if I miss Chris, tell him he's the shit, and to ask what his favorite memory of shooting Vampires Suck was.
Let's see. Oh God.
It was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was only oh geez, I think the wire work was fun. I had to do some like light wire work and like jump and turn into a chihuahua. That was fun.
What?
Honestly, I was so lucky to book that. I sent in a tape, and then I sent in another tape, and then I got the call, and I was like, "Yay, I'm doing a spoof!" And because I'm obsessed with Naked Gun and Airplane and all the scary movies. Can't wait to see the one.
Gun.
Yes, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
Sorry.
No, please. I also want to talk about all the movies I want to see, like Together and Oh Hi and all these other movies. But anyway, spoof movies, yes. So I was so excited to get it, but it was hard because of the I was pretty like thin then, and it actually changed my life because I got into like I've always worked out, but I kind of took a break when I was in New York City, and then this long way of saying it was nonstop working out. I was I don't care. This is a long time ago. I hurt my back because I was dancing at a club. I can't hear you. Oh no! Did it stop?
No.
Okay.
No,
So I was drinking a lot of water that night.
Staying hydrated.
Yeah, staying hydrated as you are. I'm like, hey, want to see a front flip? I herniated my disc, so I hadn't even shot yet, but I had to be in insane shape to compete with Taylor Lautner, and oh man, I was in pain the whole time. I was in so much pain, but I was working out all the time. So all I remember is that I did not eat like food. I just ate protein in like really small meals and ate like just steel cut oatmeal and protein, and just try to stay in shape and keep up with Diedrich Bader and everyone else in that movie. So I don't know. I was a little out of my element in that movie. I was pretty young and tried to stay as in shape as possible. But I met some really good friends on that movie. Like, so that's what I take away is the people that I met that I'm still friends with on that film.
That's awesome.
So boring of an answer. So boring. Nothing there. Nothing there.
No, I don't think staying hydrated and doing the flip is a boring answer at all. So thank you so much. We know you're traveling. You got places to be.
No.
Thank you for taking time out of that schedule to join us tonight.
Guys, thank you. I'm sorry I have to leave. Like this was really amazing. And I thank you guys for like hearing me jabber on about stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And we're glad to have you, dude.
Yeah,
Before
man.
you go, we have people who want to catch your movie in the comments. Where can they catch it? What is it? Plug that movie.
Let's do it. Abduct 2025, directed by me. It is on Amazon Prime in the UK, Amazon Rent or Buy in the US. It's free on Fossum. And the links are in my Instagram bio at Chris Riggi. And cool news, it just got licensed to Apple TV and Roku. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean,
nice.
I self-distributed this thing through Film Hub, and so I just was like, I'm like, is anyone gonna pick this up? And finally, people are coming, and Roku picked it up. Hopefully, Tubi down the line or something like that. So, but right now, awesome Amazon.
Chris, quick question: are you gonna have a physical media release for it?
Yes. You guys want to message me and tell me how to do it? I'll do it, because honestly, that is I've looked into it, and it just got put on the back burner, but I would love that. I mean, how cool is it? Like a movie you made to be on a VHS cover. Like I go into like antique stores and I see all these VHSs and snap photos of them. I'm like, God, it'd be so cool to have Abduct be on a VHS tape or a DVD. So I would love that. Any ideas how to do it? Let me know.
Nice.
I should know. I don't.
If we can figure it out, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much,
guys. Amazing. Thank you. I'll see you guys. Have fun.
Take care,
Thank
Chris.
you so much.
Bye. Let me see how do I get out of here? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Bye guys.
See ya.
Walk off.
There we go.